All right, so Tom Reed here down in Southwest Detroit. I met this gentleman walking down Michigan Avenue. What's your name, sir?
Mike.
Mike. And Mike, you know I take these videos and I upload them to YouTube.
Yes.
You okay with that?
Yes, sir.
All right. So where are you from?
Originally Taylor, Brownstown area.
Okay. And how long you been down around this area?
On and off for 25 years.
Okay. And how old are you?
I am 46.
Okay. Are you working?
No, I'm not. I'm trying to get disability right now for mental illness.
Oh, mental illness. Okay. So what brought you to Southwest Detroit?
My baby's mama first. She grew up this way, so we found out that we could get the drugs cheaper.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And what's your drug of choice?
Crack cocaine.
Okay. And how long you been on that?
25 years.
Have you really?
Yes, sir.
Any heroin or anything else?
No, no, sir. I mean, I started off with other things, but I dabbled in heroin here and there, but not a whole lot.
What'd you start off with?
I actually started off with phenobarbital as a child.
Okay, and how long did you use that?
I used that from the age of 2 to 10, but I started abusing it at like 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I just want to say I'm a big fan. I watch your videos all the
Oh,
time.
thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Keep
Have
it
a
up.
good day. You're the third person that came up to me today.
And they got one of your girls down there at Jordan.
They just got 2 here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
Appreciate it. Okay, sorry about that.
No problem.
So, where were we? You were on phenobarbital. You
Yep.
were a kid.
Yep.
And that lasted till when?
Till about the age of 10, 10 and a half, and then they took me off at cold turkey, and my behavior changed dramatically. And a friend's dad of mine who was a doctor told me to start smoking weed and drinking alcohol to do the same thing as the phenobarbital did. So I started hanging out with the older kids at the park and buying joints and drinking with them, and it made me feel the same way.
Oh, okay. And then your first illegal drugs were at what age?
Would have been 11 and 13. I started doing powder cocaine at 13.
Did you really?
Yes, sir.
Wow. And then you did that for how long?
I did powder cocaine up until my early 20s, and then found crack.
Okay. And who turned you on to crack?
A friend of mine, a friend I grew up with. I was actually living in River Rouge, and I was actually looking to get a bag of weed, and I asked her for a dime, and she gave me a dime of crack instead.
Oh, okay. I want to know, what's crack feel like when you do it?
For me, it's like the opposite because of all my head injuries, you know, but I still get the rush that most people get, but I just don't get the paranoia that sits in. It actually makes me feel normal mentally. It's more like that feeling in your head that's just undescribable. It's like it lasts maybe 2 to 5 minutes, like a womp 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 feeling, you know, like you're talking to Charlie Brown's teacher, you know. But I mean, it's really it's interesting.
Okay.
You know.
You made a comment about head injuries. From what?
My first head injury was at 18 months. I fell off a merry-go-round and got my both heads stuck between a rock and the metal plate on the merry-go-round, and that actually caused me to die 6 months later from a seizure, and that's what got me put on the phenobarbital.
Gotcha. Wow. Now, and on a low day, what would you spend on crack?
On a low day, between 30 and 50.
And how about on a high day?
100 plus.
Okay. Now you seem like where do you get the $100? How do you manage to do that?
I just panhandle.
You do?
Yes.
Now you seem like a pretty sharp guy, and I'm sure that you've read a lot on crack.
Mm-hmm.
What goes through your mind when you're smoking this stuff, when you realize what they use in it? Isn't that, I mean, it just blows my mind that a guy sharp as you still does this. I mean, I know addiction and the feeling and all that, but God, man, when you read what they put into it.
Yes.
Well, what's your take on this?
You know, I mean, they're putting fentanyl in the crack now and make it physically addicting. You know, there are certain spots around here to where if I don't get their dope, I'm going to be a little bit sick, not as much as a real heroin addict.
Yeah.
But I do get the sickness along with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it ain't like back in the days where it was almost pure and good, you know, and there was no step on it. To me, it's worth the risk because I've been a guinea pig for the mental health companies for years. They put you on this drug, and nothing works for me. You know, like I said, when I smoke a rock, it makes me feel normal in the head. Okay. You know.
Do you have a criminal record?
Yes, I do.
And for what?
I got 7 felony convictions dating back to the early 90s.
And what are those for?
Mostly property crimes,
Okay.
you know, larceny. I had a carry concealed weapon. I had an illegal knife on me. I didn't know if they sell a knife, it should be illegal to carry it, but I guess it's not, you know.
Yeah.
So I had an illegal knife. I got a breaking and entering as a teenager for breaking into a barn to party at. I do have one violent crime, but I was actually protecting a friend of mine,
Okay.
you know,
Yeah.
and Michigan at that time had no self-defense law.
Yep.
So, you know, it varies on my felonies. I got 7 of them.
Okay, and how much do you drink?
I don't drink.
Not at all.
No.
Why?
It takes away from my money for my drugs.
Okay, good answer. Great. Now, for the young people out there considering trying crack, what's your words of advice?
Don't do it. I wouldn't even take the first drink. You know, I mean, you don't know what your family bloodline's like. You're not gonna know if you're addicted. You're not gonna know if you got the disease of addiction until years later. You know, it may be fun at first. It was fun for me at first, but then it became a full-time job. You know, I mean, I'm out here 24/7 just chasing the next one. You know, so I always say don't do it at all. Don't take your first drink. Don't take your first puff of weed. It's all a gateway drug. I don't care what anybody says.
From what you said, then, I believe you think there's a genetic connection.
Yes, my grandfather was a major alcoholic. I'm not sure about the addict part, but you know, he was a major alcoholic. My uncle is an alcoholic. The only people I haven't seen really drink was my mom and dad.
Okay. You mentioned baby mama, so you have children.
Yes.
How many?
I got one.
And boy or girl?
Girl.
And how's she doing?
I do not know. I do not see her.
Gotcha. No legal custody at all?
No.
Okay. Do you hope to catch up with her someday?
I hope she catches up with me. She's 18 now. She can come find me, you know, if she wants to.
Okay. And how about the baby mama? Any contact with her?
Every once in a while through Facebook.
Okay. And where do you sleep?
Actually, I sleep under a bridge.
Okay. Now, you came up to me, and evidently you know that I get these.
Mhm.
How do you know this? I'm just always
I'm a
curious.
fan of yours. I've been
Oh,
watching
yeah?
your videos
Oh,
for years.
How am I
you know.
doing? How am I doing?
You're doing good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I enjoy them.
I got a lot of enemies, too, you know.
Yes, yes. I've realized the haters you've had over.
What's your take on that? The haters?
About the whole serial killer thing.
Yeah.
I don't think so because, I mean, all 7 of the girls that died different ways. Well, that's not serial killer material. Serial killers use the same MO,
Yeah,
you know,
thank you.
in
Yeah, right.
killing them. You know, plus you wouldn't be out here in broad daylight if you know,
Thank you. Yeah.
if you was actually wanted for questioning on serial killing.
Yeah, and by the way, nobody's ever questioned me.
Okay.
Yeah, you know. Now, I see that tattoo on your neck. Is
Yeah.
that a prison tattoo?
No, the one on one side is, the one that's Irish luck, the green one.
Yeah, what's the other side?
The other side is a cross that says 1 drop of blood.
Oh, okay. And when'd you get that?
I got that in 2009, 2010.
Let me see that then. And what's that one cost? Something like that.
I think I paid 60 for that one.
$60. All right, great. So, if you were, what do you think your future holds for you?
You know, I'm trying to get my probation transfer down to Ohio so I won't be homeless no more. Like
Yeah.
my sister wants me to move in with
Yeah,
her and my
yeah.
dad. So hopefully within the next couple months I get approval on that. If not, my probation is done in October.
Okay.
So I just got a couple more months on the street and I'm going to try to go get right with my sister.
Okay. Now, you mentioned sleeping under a bridge. I gotta ask you, how in the hell do you sleep under a bridge in some of these freakishly cold nights we've had in the winter?
Well, I got 2 coats on right now.
Okay.
I got 2 sleeping bags, or a blanket and a like a comforter with wool on it. You know, which I still get cold. It still gets cold down there, but it not cold enough to where I'm gonna freeze to death.
All right. How about your hands?
My hands, I won't wear gloves anyways.
I don't like gloves either.
I
I'm
don't
the
like
same
gloves.
way.
Yeah. So
Now, is there-
I tuck them up under my sleeves when I get cold.
Anybody sleeping under the bridge with you?
No, sir.
Okay. Anybody ever bother you?
No.
Gotcha. And realistically, when you're sleeping under a bridge, how much real sleep do you get?
Actually, I can sleep pretty good. I was out on a binge the other day for about 8 days, and I actually slept for a full, like, 36 hours.
No shit.
Yeah. You know, and I slept pretty good.
So I actually slept in
Yes.
under a bridge.
Yes. You get
My hero, man. I couldn't do it.
You'll be amazing what the body gets used to after all
I
these
think you're
years.
right.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on how you think crack fits into being homeless and the ability to survive? Do you think in a weird way it helps? And if you were totally sober, do you think you'd sleep that well?
No. And there's actually one guy out here that's homeless and is completely sober, and I ask him all the time, how do you do it? You don't even take a drink. You know,
Yeah.
If I'm homeless, I'm getting high. I just gave up 8 months of sobriety. You know, my funding ran out at the halfway house that I was at, and you can't even get disability started within 8 months. You know, I mean, you can't get it approved. So where does somebody like me end up? Back on the streets, back where what I know. You know, so I'm not going to be out here and not be able to get high.
Okay,
You know?
yeah.
I have people say it's a choice. Yes, it is a choice sometimes. You know, but sometimes you got to choose to do it. So you can go to spots and you actually get warm sometimes, because sometimes it's just too cold.
Yeah. How do the police treat you?
On the majority time, most pretty good. You know, there are some cops, you know, that harass me. You know, but I mean that goes along with the game.
Okay. And another question. Let's say you're on a crack binge. Okay. Do you eat or not?
I do eat.
You do.
Yes, I do eat. You know,
Less, more, or typical, even if you weren't on crack?
probably less.
You do?
Yes.
You do eat less?
Yes.
Gotcha. Where's your favorite place to eat around here?
I'd probably either say McDonald's or Little Caesars.
Okay, good. Well, you got any questions for me?
No, sir.
Hey, it's my pleasure. Thank you for coming up and talking to me.
Thank you.
Best of luck to you.
All right, thank you.